Hello folks and welcome. Linux Mint 22 Cinnamon. Filming in 1080. The subscription key is in the corner and I have comments turned off. I turned off comments due to some Google support issues regarding, well, missing comments. Anywho's, I am going to be talking about something that may appeal to some but maybe not to others, but I'm also going to talk about basic concepts also. I'm going to take files from this hard drive, and this hard drive, and make a single container like these. Okay, so I'm going to actually delete those and recreate them for you. That's what I'm going to talk about today, using your archive manager to take multiple hard drive folders and making one container or single file out of it. That's concept one. Concept two, I'll talk a little bit about basic backup concepts. Filming in 1080, welcome. So, a lot of people may not be familiar with the archive manager. And a lot of people always think Linux Mint can only be used for simple things. I beg to differ. As you grow with Linux Mint, you will find that you will have some advanced tools as you move forward. Archive Manager can help you on that segue or path. Hamburger menu, new archive, open existing, view files, keyboard shortcuts, help, and archive manager. This is 43. We're going to hit the hamburger menu, new archive. First thing we need to decide is a file name. You want to call it backup, you want to call it something different. I'm going to call it test1. The next thing you need to decide, now what is tar? That stands for tape archive. It's been around since the Unix days like me. You have 7z, that is compressed. You have zip, that's compressed. You also have tar, which is not compressed. But if I select tar.7z, that will become compressed. All right, I'm going to hit create. So the concept that I'm going to first show you is taking some files from this demo hard drive, this backup hard drive, and this booted in hard drive. Three things to make one container. Plus demo. What do I want to pick out of this? Do I want a single file or maybe a whole directory? Well, if I do miscellaneous documents, I can open that and go, okay, I only want that one. But then I change my mind. Maybe I want something a little bit more than just a single file. So maybe I will do the whole directory. Or maybe I can do a different directory. How about that one? From this hard drive called demo. This is a hard drive. So is this and that. Then I'm going to select the next mounted drive called backup 1. I'll do a complete folder from that one called wall 1. So these now are different sources that these files came from. The third option is I'm going to use the locally logged in drive and home folder, and I'll do pictures. You also have some other goodies down here. All right, I'm waiting for it to finish. It's done. Since I have a name, I chose tar, which is non-compressed. It's over here already. So you can use this concept also for total backups, and I'll show you that in a second for basic concepts. This, on the other hand, is a culmination of folders and files from 3 different hard drives. And you can put as many files in here as you want. Well, up to a limit. And then I'm going to talk about something very important if you decide to take this file and copy it onto a USB stick. Thumb drive. Usually when you format these things using this tool, FAT32 has a limitation to it, which is 4 gigabytes. If the file is larger than 4 gigabytes, you want to consider extension 4 possibly. The beauty of using these tar files, not only did they come from 3 different hard drives, but I don't have to extract all of them. All right, depending on your system though, is how it's handling this. Now on Linux Mint 22, it does this rather well. If I decided to open up the pictures in this archive and only want one thing out of here, I'll drag one JPEG to here and it'll appear on this side of the screen. It's just the way it lines up files. It's not a big deal. Okay, so the butterfly is here. And I'll grab another one and throw it inside this white space. I can also go backwards and pull out what's in wall 1. These are all photographs. How about an icon? You get the idea? I'm not extracting the whole thing. I'm just pulling out a couple of items out of this box. So generally, this is known as a tarball. That's what we call it in the Linux community. I like to nickname it tarbox because it looks like one. So let me give you some basic concepts. So this was using Archive Manager, and you choose how many files you want and throw it in the box. Again, I just chose a couple of them. So if I do a Control A and then hold down the Control key and deselect that, then I'm selecting everything. And then I can hit compress. I could also use tar, which is non-compressed. You can also choose the compression if you like out of these lists. So I will call this TB, total backup. Let me first type that. Let's put a date to this also. Today's date is the 7th, and I'm not going to bother with the time frame. All right, so one concept of this, as you can see, I made a total backup of everything, including folders that have 0 bytes on them, like this one. Did you know that if you use this tool here, it does not do that? This backup tool only does one format and one format only. That is tape archive, but it will not copy folders that have 0 bytes in them. And if you don't care about that, it's not a big deal. It also does not do compression. If you are going to use compression, then I would suggest using just a very simple tool in your file manager, Nemo. Keep in mind also, if you do use that tool religiously, that it keeps adding your backups in this folder here. And after a while, you may notice a lot of space is being eaten up and you can't figure out where it's going. Because the backups are hidden inside your documents backup folder, and they'll all be listed here if you use this tool here, called backup tool. Timeshift uses what kind of tool? It uses rsync, or if it's BTRFS, that's a little different. But it generally doesn't back up by default your personal files, FYI. A lot of people have that mistake. They're always assuming it's backing up your personal files. Timeshift wasn't designed for that, and by default it does not. If you want me to prove that to you, I'm going to type in TI and open this tool up for you because I kept the defaults. Okay, and here the users are being excluded. It's not making backups of my personal files. It wasn't designed to. And again, this one is using rsync. Are you a subscriber? All right, subscribe. 463 videos. This tool was also broken 3 weeks ago. But if you type in rsync, you should be able to search, because I informed Google that all the content providers worldwide, this search feature was broken. They fixed it in 2 hours. How nice. They didn't fix my other problem though, which is losing comments on videos. That problem they decided to ignore in my book. Okay. In either case, you can see that I'm finding keywords on rsync. What is rsync anyways? Remote sync. That's what Timeshift uses. You can also take a look at some of these other distributions, but I'm pointing to Linux Mint 21 Cinnamon, the previous 2 versions ago since Linux Mint 22, pointing out that I did this a year ago, grsync versus rsync backups. You may want to take a peek at that one if you want to get a clear picture of what graphical rsync and regular rsync does. You will find rsync usually installed on all Linux distributions under the hood. Thank you for watching.